Good morning. Heading out, leaving the garage, on my way to the Burbank Card Show in Anaheim.
Let's go! Batter up! We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or two. From Walla Walla, Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a beautiful day for a home run, but even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today.
Hey everybody, it's me, Rick Acosta, the Dodger Card Collector, coming to you with another video. Today is Friday, September 1st. I have just arrived home from the Burbank Card Show in Anaheim, California. So I wanted to talk to you guys about it and give you some pointers and tips to some of you local people who might be watching this and thinking of heading out there on Saturday or Sunday. And I'll show you I'll talk about some of the people I met, and I got some footage to share with you guys because I know some of you asked, am I going to take some footage? And I decided to do a little. And I'll show you some of my pickups. And so let's start at the very beginning. The Burbank Card Show is $20 if you buy the tickets online. If you wait to buy them in person, they are $25. Parking is $20 at the Anaheim Convention Center, and I highly recommend parking in car lot number 1. I went to car lot number 4. The reason I went to car lot number 4 was I panicked. I listened to Rob, the owner of the Burbank Card Store, say, get there early. And he was right, get there early. The show started at noon on Friday. I left my house at 10. I live about a half hour away from Anaheim. I left my house at 10, arrived at car lot number 4 at 10:30, and was told not to park in car lot 4. They wouldn't let me park there. So she had me, the parking lot attendant said, you have to go to parking lot 1. That's where you'll park because it's closer to the convention center, that type of stuff. They wouldn't let me park in 4. So park in parking lot 1. Like I said, I got there at 10:30, an hour and a half before it was open to the general public, a half hour before it was open to VIPs. But I think I've heard that the VIPs were let in, I think, at 10 a.m. today. So I parked in parking lot 1, which is a very quick walk. When you park your car, take the elevator down to P1, and that'll let you out. Make a left, and there is a ramp right there that'll lead you to the entrance of the Anaheim Convention Center. Here is where I encountered my one line. So just a heads up. Anaheim PD is very, what's the word? Anaheim PD is going to basically, looks like, treat it like a TSA, give you the TSA treatment. They are going to scan you, and they're going to check out your backpack, and that caused a little bit of a line. So I'll be honest, that was the one line I stood in. So stood there for 15 or 20 minutes, wasn't that bad, got through. Then when you walk in, whether you've bought a ticket or not bought a ticket, I bought a ticket. When you walk in, you go to the will call table, and at that point they'll scan you in and they'll stamp you. And if you don't have a ticket, then you could pay there, and they'll stamp your hand. I am not a VIP. I am no one important. So I arrived too early. By the time I got to the front escalator, after I'd shown my ticket, all this took, once I got past the whole Anaheim PD thing, 2 minutes later, I was at the front entrance of the escalator going up. I was early though. Like I said, general admission entrance was at noon. It was basically 11 o'clock at this point, and the security person says, you don't have a VIP tag. And I go, no, I don't. My hand's stamped. And she goes, okay, well, you're early, but since you got your hand stamped, you can go downstairs. If this happens to you, I totally recommend it. Because if you go downstairs, the Anaheim Card Show or the Burbank Card Show at the Anaheim Convention Center is 2 levels. The lower level is all corporate and is the Burbank Card Store. That's where they're buying, and they're selling a lot of vintage, and they're selling a lot of dollar cards, and they're selling a lot of 25-cent boxes. So go hang out down there for a while. I did that, and you're going to see some video that I took. Um, I also got my picture taken with the Hannes Wagner T206 card. That was a hoot. That was really fun. It was just weird how holding that card in my hand in a frame. You'll see the video that I'm going to show you. You get your picture taken with the Hannes Wagner card. So that's cool. COMC's down there, your PSA submissions, SGC submissions, tag, they're all down in the lower level. That'll keep you preoccupied for at least 45 minutes to an hour. I hung out, PWCC's down there, Heritage is down there. I was just there taking videos of some of the cards, and you'll see those in a moment. Hung out down there for 45 minutes. Then I decided to go back up to the first floor, and it was 10:40, or it was now 11:45. Showed the woman my hand stamp. She let me in. She didn't say anything like general admissions at noon. So went in at noon, and you're going to see video. It's a pretty big room. It's a really big room, and frankly, I don't know how you guys who went to the National did it, just because I am exhausted right now. I walked up and down the aisles. I would say if you're going and you're a vintage card collector, I can't talk to you modern peeps, sorry. But if you're a vintage card collector, when you walk into the main floor room, you make a right and you go to the right and you start on the right-hand side of the floor, because that's where all the cool people are hanging out. Seriously, I went to the left, and the first 40% of the room, I was like, well, why did I come here? It was just a lot of modern stuff. Somewhere around, like I said, 40% into the room, things started getting a little better, and I started having fun and started seeing some cards that I wanted to see, and I got some good stuff, so that made me really happy. Before I get to the cards, just to continue, just the general experience, a lot of people. It wasn't that bad for a Friday. It really wasn't that bad. I felt that the aisles were wide, and I didn't have to sit there and be like in a Bugs Bunny cartoon and say, "Excuse me, beg your pardon, excuse me." Everything was movable. I felt like I was able to access nearly every table, and if I missed a table the first time around because there were too many people, the second time I went through, I was able to get in. So I had good access to all the tables. A lot of the sellers, there were still a lot of good cards left. I heard that a lot of cards had been sold during the VIP event on Thursday night, but there were still a lot of good cards on Friday. Like I said, the AC works. Yes, get Wi-Fi. You have to sign up for Wi-Fi on your phone. I highly recommend it. And if you do get Wi-Fi, remember to verify your email address. They'll send you an email address to your Yahoo or your Gmail account. Verify it, or your email or your Wi-Fi gets shut off after like 10 minutes. So I got my Wi-Fi verified. There was ample space, ample restrooms, ample drinking fountains. One neat thing that I really, really liked about this location, as compared to the other locations, is that if you wanted to step out of the room for even 2 minutes or take a 20-minute break, there were several nice sitting areas just for you to sit there and lounge. I would use that to take inventory of what I just bought to make sure I didn't buy a card a second time, and I'll explain that to you in a moment. Or if you just wanted to sit there, I was texting friends, taking photos, and just talking to people. I needed a break. So there's good resting areas. In regards to food, there are food trucks outside, and I had a really good bratwurst sandwich or hot dog, whatever you want to call it, Polish sausage. There's tacos, there's burgers, there's grilled cheese, there's fish. Lots of good food choices. Food's not cheap. My lunch cost me $20, but it's kind of in the spirit of the thing. Overall, I felt the vibe there was very well done. I think the Burbank guys did a good job. I was pleased. I wasn't pleased at first, but I was pleased eventually. I found more vintage than usual. This is my third Burbank Card Show, and each Burbank Card Show gets better vintage wise. So I was pleased with that. I met a lot of new sellers that I had never encountered before. I would still like to see what I'm seeing. I wish I could see what I see at the National, and that is guys with binders just selling commons. I finally found some commons, which was great. I'd like to see more. There's a lot of graded cards, and there's a lot of Mickey Mantle PSA 8s. But like I said, there was a lot of good stuff. And overall, I can't complain about the show. I met some wonderful people. I met Sean. I met G's Mikey. I got to see my friends George, Diamond Yard Sports Cards. I got to see Levon, LA Collection. I met their friend Eric. I met one thing I learned at this show: when you're looking at vintage, if you're going through vintage boxes and other people see you going through vintage boxes, they want to talk to you. And that happened a lot. I met a lot of wonderful people. I didn't get their names, but we were talking about 1960s cards and 1950s cards, and we were giving each other pointers. No, you got to go to the corner and go buy this and go see this seller, or this guy's got binders full of cards. If you see someone's looking at vintage, talk to them, because you're gonna get a lot of great notes. In fact, I met one seller. His name was Dominic, and he gave me tickets, free tickets to the Pasadena Card Show in November. So I was pretty happy about that. But like I said, I met a lot of fabulous people, had a lot of great conversations. I walked out of Anaheim completely exhausted. So I think that's my review of the Burbank Card Show. So I've got videos. I'm going to show them to you of the floor, some of the cards I saw, some of the cards I picked up. So it's going to be a hodgepodge of stuff. So stick around and we'll see what I got. All right, let's start with my pickups. These are in no random order. These are all from my 1960, my new 1963 top set I'm working on. And I was able to pick up some 1941 play ball cards. So I'm just going to whip them out like this. Bob Rogers. Oh, I need a Yankee fan to help me with this. I think his name is Tom Sturdivant. And I didn't realize I picked this card up. The American League Strikeout Leaders. These cards, by the way, they're $1 each. Choo Choo Coleman. Somebody had a binder. Oh, no, these are $2 each. Take that back. This guy was $2. Elston Howard. Earl Wilson. Jim Hannon. I bought him twice. I brought a checklist, and I told myself, I had two checklists of 1963, one that I keep with my regular want list, and then I made a separate one, because what I wanted to do was every time I bought a card, I wanted to mark it off my checklist. That way I wouldn't buy it twice. But it didn't work because I bought this Jim Hanna card twice. Diego Segui. I didn't realize he played for the A's way back then. He must have left for a few years. Diego Segui. Joe Pepitone. That was the one that cost me $5, and I know it's because he's on the Yankees. Chico Cardenas. Let's see, some rookie stars. No one I know on there. Ron Taylor might be the closest one. Bob Skinner. Billy Smith. Leo Strange. Tito Francona. That's Terry's dad. Bob Shaw. Carl Sawatsky. Dean Stone. Sammy Taylor. and Chico Fernandez. So that was the first batch of 63s. I bought a lot of 63s. My goal was, somewhere to get somewhere around 100. That just didn't happen. But I did pretty well. This guy, these in the penny, I don't know if you can tell they're in penny sleeves. These cost me $1 each. Gary Geiger, Norm Seaburn, Charlie Smith, Tom Morgan. I remember Tom Morgan as the pitching coach for the Angels. Helped out Nolan Ryan a lot. Roy Face, Howie Koplitz, Bob Oldis, Dick Ellsworth, Jim Davenport of the Giants, Al McBean, Claude Osteen, I know him on the Dodgers, Jim Campbell, Colt 45, I want to say Rod Cannell, Bill Please, the Reds team, and Don Locke. Now, let's see. The same seller who sold me these also sold me these cards. These are $3 cards. So who do we got? Bob Bruce, Pernell Goldie, Chico Berrigan. These are high numbers, by the way. Mike McCormick and Hal Kolstad. And from the same seller, let's see, I think these are more $3 cards. Jim Coates of the Yankees, Ken Boyer. I think here's where we start seeing maybe some named players. Tribe Trumpers, Tito Francona is in that card. Mickey Vernon, is that a high number? 402, no, mid-series. John Constable, Carl Bowles, Roman Mejias, Woody Held, Norm Cash. Norm Cash only cost me $3. I was kind of surprised about that. So that's Norm Cash. And I was able to lump these in a deal with these cards. Let's see what else I got here. Are the prices on this? Yeah, the prices on the Mickey Mantle's on this one. So American League batting leaders. Oh, he even wrote it on the penny sleeve. All right, so that's the Mickey Mantle card. Who else is on here? Floyd Robinson. Mantle's the only Hall of Famer on this card. So that's Mickey Mantle. And then I bought a second Jim Hanna because I wasn't paying attention. Pay attention to your checklists when you're at these card shows. I know it gets a little overwhelming. This one here, I didn't pay the price on these that are on these cards. Pride the National League, Willie Mays and Stan the Man Musial. Got a little nook up there on the corner. Let's see. The one World Series card I needed was Game 2. Yeah. There's some wrinkles down on the lower right. Sanford flashes shutout magic. And then I also bought the second Gaylord Perry rookie card. He has one in 62, which is an individual card. And then they made another one for him in 63 with 3 other guys. So don't get that. But so what I was able to do is put a lot of these 63s together, some of the 3 or 4 star cards that I just showed you, along with some common cards. I was able to put all that together for about $100. And so those were my 63s. Then I was able to work out a deal with George, Diamond Yard Sports Cards. And he sold me, first of all, was a 41 play ball, Vince DiMaggio, and a 2.5. And I'm always excited when I get a play ball card, so I'm pretty stoked there. Um, but the other card that I was looking at that George also had was his brother, the 41 play ball, Dom DiMaggio, in a 5. So one of my goals before the show was to work on my 63 set. And since this was the big show, I was kind of trying to gauge what I would find 1941 at a show this big. You'd be surprised. I would say maybe I saw 15 1941 cards. Most of them were Ted Williams, and you'd see Hank Greenberg and Mel Ott and Jimmy Fox. But if you're looking for a common card, a Buck McCormick, you're not going to find them. So I've learned that. So I have to learn when I see one on eBay or on an auction house, I should jump on it. So now I have Vince, and I have Dominic, and I have Joe, and I have the DiMaggio brothers. The 1941 play ball set is the one set that features all 3 players. So it's nice to have them in my collection. Adding these 2 cards means I am down to 13 cards in the set. I have 59 of the 72. And honestly, the card that I was looking to pick up next was Vince DiMaggio, but since I was able to pick this up from George, at this moment, I don't think I have any other alternatives on any other cards. So we'll see. The Long Beach show's next week. I don't expect to see much there. Palm Springs show's in a couple of weeks. We'll see what happens there. And there's a show in Pasadena, and there's Del Mar. I don't know how I'm going to do play ball wise, but I think it's time to work a little bit more on the 63 tops and potentially maybe starting another 60 set. All right, so let's move on. And if this is I don't know how I'm placing my video, so I'm going to kind of say, if you do the traditional, if you stuck around this long, thanks so much. And we'll catch you next time, and let's see what other videos I still have here. Hold on. Okay, this is the bottom floor, so this is going to be like all vendors. I think only Burbank Sports Cards is here. These are all corporate. So let's take a look around. Okay, this is the Memory Lane booth. And you can see some nice cards here. Sorry for the glare, but you're going to see that all day today.
They were so high, they're going to start going up because they were at it.
Look at this. What is that? That Tris Speaker card.
Mark my words, like this.
Garter.
7, 8, 9. We have a 10.
Super Bowl programs.
You know, but it'll the non-border on the top.
Is this place in your bank?
That's in auction as well. Oh, that.
Okay.
You see this K-line?
Yeah, they're a bit heavy, but they're beautiful. And you guys,
This is the auctions that are in here?
that's the auction going on right now, and all this stuff is in there. You get a good workout. Yeah.
Everybody sit down with the national last year, whatever.
Right now it's at about 50 or 60 grand, but there's still 9 days to go. So it'll go up to about 150. Right there.
Robin Yount's 3,000th hit.
Yeah. Cool.
You may jump on this.
But this just give him my name. And, you know a guy named Honus Wagner?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? You
No way.
Wow. Are you kidding me, dude?
That's a PSA 2.
What the?
I've never seen one of
That's a
those.
PSA 2.
Can I hold it?
Yeah. Well, I'll have you come around here, and you can take a photo with it.
Yeah, you want to do that, Dave? Here.
Yeah.
Here, take it.
Okay, now walking into the main floor finally. It's a little before noon. They let me in early. So here is my first look. Our first look, I guess. I'll take a scan of the building really quick. Not bad. I'm gonna go this way.
He can set himself up for this. Right.
It seems like you guys have a really good community too, which is awesome.
Good luck at the show. Do it as soon as he's like,
Oh wait, did he have good shit?
This gotta be a 1,000. Yeah, that's what I said. I mean, at 9? Oh, I'm gonna crack it.
PSA like a 7.
Might not.